Welcome to the first episode of Reaper Life 4. This series will chronicle the adventures of me and 5 of my guildies through a static, iconic 15 to 30 life. I can't believe that here we are doing the 4th installment of this series. We've done a Reaper Life every year since Reaper Mode has come out. In Reaper Life 1, just a handful of months into Reaper Mode, we were challenging ourselves in a 1 to 20 life, doing the highest skull content that we could. And in every case, pretty much in every episode, we were showing you, us doing that content on the highest difficulty we'd ever attempted. And that's also going to be a feature of Reaper Life 4, especially once we get into epics. And that's going to be one of the unique features of Reaper Life 4 is that we're actually going to be doing high skull R10 epic leveling questing. And none of us have done that before. Of course we've done high skull legendary stuff before, and you saw us do R10s during heroics during Reaper Life 2. But in Reaper Life 4, for the first time, we're going to be capturing R10 epic leveling content. What makes this unique is not only will you be seeing the first time we've ever attempted these quests on R10. In fact, I've never done epic leveling quests beyond about mid-skull. But also, if you go to YouTube and you start searching DDO videos for R10 completions, you're pretty much only going to find legendary content. That's pretty much all that anybody is posting is R10 legendaries. And just about the only R10 heroic stuff you'll find is from when we did it in Reaper Life 2. And I couldn't find any R10 epic leveling stuff. And so I believe that all of these R10 epic leveling quest videos that we're going to show you is going to be the first time they've ever been, that any videos of R10s for this stuff has ever been posted. And you're going to see us do stuff like the Carnival Chain, Sentinel's Chain, Vault of Night Chain, the Demon Queen Chain, all on R10 at like elite streak level for maximum bonuses, yada yada yada. And we have some really awesome victories that we're really excited to share with you. Some really cool things that we've done in this series. But Reaper Life has never been just about sharing the great victories with you. We're not just handpicking the quests where we did really well to try to make it look like, we smoked them all. Reaper Life has always been about sharing the challenge with you. So we're also going to be sharing with you some videos of quests that we did where we got our butts kicked. Because we want to show you that this was a struggle for us at times. When we did quests like R10 Best Laid Plans in Heroics or R10 Soul Survivor, we really, really got pummeled. And we'll be sharing some of those moments with you as well. And hopefully you'll get some laughs out of seeing us die 10, 15 times in a quest. And other quests we're going to do really well at. So we're excited to share all that with you. Another unique feature of Reaper Life 4 is that we are going to be doing some comparative videos to Reaper Life 1. So for that 15 to 20 heroic stint, there's going to be about a handful of videos where we're going to do the quests at the same difficulty, the same quest that we did in Reaper Life 1. So you can kind of compare our performance 3 years later, and we compared our performance 3 years later. And, it'll come as no surprise that we do a lot better, but in some cases, we were really surprised at how much better we performed in some of these content. Now, there are some significant changes that happened to Reaper Mode since even Reaper Life 3. Some changes that really affect the way that we play Reaper Mode and the difficulty. Some things made it easier and some things made it more difficult. One of the changes, which I think was an excellent change, is they changed the level restrictions at which we could do Reaper quests to get maximum XP. Back last year, like during Reaper Life 3, if you wanted to get maximum Reaper XP, you had to do these quests at base normal level. In fact, that was one of the things that we emphasized and wanted to show in the earlier Reaper Life series, is that you could do these quests at base normal level, and it didn't have to take a lot of time. You could step up the skulls, but now you don't have to worry about that anymore, because now you can run these quests at the same level that you would as if you were elite streaking and still get maximum Reaper XP. And so all the quests that we do in Reaper Life 4 are going to be at elite streak level. So some of the comparative videos that we're going to show you we're actually running them 2 levels higher than we did in Reaper Life 1. But it will be the same quest and the same difficulty. Another change from earlier Reaper Life series is that additional Reapers were added. It made Reaper mode tougher. Now, once you get up to R5, you got 2 new Reapers to contend with, Vengeance Reapers and Despair Reapers, and Vengeance Reapers are such a pain in the butt. You know, those are the ones that, well, they're spellcasters, and they throw some really nasty spells, but they also throw down those circles, and you got about 3 seconds to get out of it, otherwise it explodes, and usually just one-shots anybody. Does a tremendous amount of damage, and then when they die, they give a massive buff to any mobs that are even remotely close to them. And that is a permanent buff that they get, where they do like 5 times their normal damage. But one thing that was changed pretty recently is that if a red name boss gets that Vengeance Reaper death buff, it's now a 2-minute timer on that. So that's good, because, you know, if you killed a Vengeance Reaper near a quest boss, sometimes it would just make it incompletable. You know, the boss was just hitting so crazy hard, and I've had to, you know, in the early days of when they made these changes, in the early days of the introduction of Vengeance Reapers, I had to abandon a couple quests because, you know, the boss got the buff, and it was just, like, there was just nothing we could do. Everybody's getting one shot, and it was ridiculous. And then once you step it up to R7, you start getting Doom Reapers, and, well, if Carnage Reapers hit like a semi-truck, well, Doom Reapers hit like a freight train. They're like, you know, Carnage Reapers that are roid raging. And they're really tough, and they're red name Reapers. It's the first red name Reaper we've seen, and so you can't apply any crowd control to them, so you really got to figure out a way to manage their aggro and deal with the massive hits that they're landing on you. So those have made Reaper mode tougher, and they also made Fear Reapers a lot tougher. It used to be the case that the Fear Reaper dots weren't that big of a deal. They didn't do that much damage, and a Fear Reaper could be your lowest priority kill. It wasn't really a big deal. I mean, they'd have to be around for a really, really long time for their dots to start stacking up and being scary. But now, Fear Reaper dots ramp up so much faster, and at least through the heroic stint of this series, even a single Fear Reaper often meant that some of the squishier members of the party were going to be dead if we didn't kill the Fear Reaper right away. But if we ever got 2 Fear Reapers, it was almost a guaranteed party wipe. That's how quickly these Fear dots stack up on us. And it happened just time and time again that if we saw multiple Fear Reapers, forget about it. You know, it was going to be a party wipe, and we were going to have to gibbers up. They did make, as far as I can tell, a stealth change somewhat recently that they significantly reduced the range of the Fear Reaper dots. It's actually a pretty close range dot now, whereas before it used to be a very large radius. So I think that's helpful. Another big change in Reaper mode is they level gated the number of hit points that we can benefit from our Reaper points. It used to be the case that no matter how many Reaper points you got, that you benefited from all those extra hit points. But now they changed it so that, like, you know, from levels 1 to 5, you can only get this many hit points. From levels 5 to 10, you can only get this many hit points. And so on every 5 levels, you can get a little bit more hit points until it's, you know, unlimited by the time you hit level cap. So some of us with higher Reaper points, you know, are doing this content where, you know, before we would have had more hit points. So that made it a little more challenging. So more kinds of Reapers are adding it to Reaper mode, making it more challenging. Level gated the hit points, that makes it more challenging. But raised the level which we could do these quests to get maximum Reaper XP, which made it easier on us. So there's been some give and take. This series is actually the first time that we've done like R10 heroic questing since those changes were made. You know, we don't normally do R10 heroic questing. We typically just do that, like, you know, if we're challenging ourselves for a video or something like that. Or, you know, once in a while we'll step it up. Like if we have a really good leveling group going and, you know, things are going well, we might step it up to R10 just for a fun challenge. But we don't normally do R10s in heroics. And we definitely don't normally do even high skull in Epic, so we're looking forward to sharing all that with you. So our Reaper Life 4 members include the Core 4, that's myself, Nimvind, Little Mama, and Ina Murata. And I know many of you watching who've been watching from the start of the Reaper Life series will enjoy seeing everybody's progress since Reaper Life 1. And through the years, we've done a different Reaper Life series every year since Reaper Mode has come out. And you can see in the trailer video, how many past lives everybody has and how many Reaper points everybody has. And so you can see everybody's progress in that regard. And we added those stats to the trailer, not to brag about how many Reaper points or past lives we have, but I always like to contextualize all of the content that I produce. I want to show you guys this is what we're working with. So when you're seeing the performance, that's the context that this performance is happening in. We also have, returning from Reaper Life 3, Gijo, Assassin Trapper Extraordinaire. We're really happy to have him back. And our new member, Twiz. Twiz is the member of the group who is least acclimated to doing high skull content. She's not a newbie by any stretch of the imagination. She's actually been in my guild just as long as Little Mama has. And while Twizzer loves to raid and has been raiding with us for years, we don't, typically find ourselves, leveling together. But a little after Reaper Life 3, some of us, me and Nimbin, found ourselves grouping with Twizzer a bit, and we really helped her step up her game. Got her more acclimated to high skull content, worked on her trapping skills and things, and we've seen her improve as a player so much just in the past year or so. And we'll talk more about that as we progress through the series. But I hope that you'll enjoy getting to know Twiz. Another feature of Reaper Life 4 that I'm excited about is, in previous Reaper Life series, we've always had a couple of ladies in there. Little Mama and Ina Murata have been a part of the first 3 series, but now with the addition of Twizzer, we actually have a 50-50 co-ed group, which I think is really cool. I hope that you're going to enjoy watching our adventures. In future episodes, introductions will include interviews with some of the Reaper Life cast members. And if you're jonesing for more Reaper Life, we actually did some behind-the-scenes Reaper Life action, including some live-streamed R10 content. And during a server downtime recently, I did some commentary while we watched together the first 3 quests that we did. This first quest that I'm going to share with you now is actually the 4th quest that we did. At a point in time in the series where, this was day 1. This was, our group dynamic hadn't even formed yet. And, I think I don't even have some of my stances activated yet. Because, we just reincarnated and we're just sort of getting our toes wet into this life and coming together as a group. And I hope that you'll enjoy seeing that group evolution evolve. And, it's definitely early on, we struggled more as a group those first few days, but by around day 4 or 5 together, we really started to come into our own. But this is day 1, and simple quest. R10 Trial by Fire is what we're starting with. But this, like I said, is the 4th quest that we did together as a group. If you want to see those first 3 quests, and some of them we got our butts kicked, I'm going to put a link in this video description to the 3 live-streamed events that we did leading up to Episode 1. So if you're jonesing for more Reaper Life 4, if you can't wait for additional episodes, check those out. Those are on my Twitch channel. And for now, let's get on to R10 Trial by Fire.
We're missing one of the girls. Come on, Nim.
Sorry, I was saying happy birthday to my older sister.
Happy birthday.
Alright.
We're going to Korthos, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You guys are so mean. This isn't Korthos. This isn't
Shut up and kill
Delaware.
things. Shut up and kill things, Nimberly.
You mean be killed? I can't believe I died today. An R10. Dude, the Linabelle throwing dagger in here kicks butt. One thing, it's 2d4 base damage, which is 1d4 more than a regular throwing dagger, and on top of it, so much vermin bane.
I haven't gotten anything yet.
Did you know damage
Is that
kills
out of
mobs?
the anniversary?
What? What to
Remnant.
both of those questions?
Is that from the anniversary event? I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah, it's super powerful. It's crazy. It's like the most. It's probably outside of the two throwing daggers and the endgame raids, the most powerful throwing dagger.
Should have gotten that. I just ran into the mist to get a
Hug
throwing
the right
dagger 'cause
corner
I
up here.
needed one.
At the corner. Just like keep your tongue on the corner, on the inside right corner, and you won't spawn mobs.
Is that according to Canada?
Oh, little mama, you fail.
What?
You spawned the spiders.
I hugged the corner?
You did not. I watched you do it.
I guess
Alright,
we're
You didn't
replacing her
keep
with
your
Zayat.
tongue as you rounded the corner. Your tongue was not on it. If you
Yeah, you're
cannot
supposed to
touch,
hug the corner the whole time.
if you cannot touch the corner with your tongue, you are too far away from it.
Look, she's
Maybe
got
I have.
scratch marks on
Maybe
her
I have
tongue.
a long tongue.
Reaper.
Oh,
I see what you did there.
a Larkin love.
Much better.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
I
picked up.
love Larkin. She has the longest tongue ever.
I picked up Healer's Friend fully and 200 heal amps, so I'm good to go.
Oh, you finally got your triple positive in your hand?
Yeah, I had it before, but I didn't have any Healer's Friend, so
So it was only applying for 45% of what it should have instead of 75 with Healer's Friend.
I'm healing you for 60 more points than I did before. Which is nice.
Mine will improve the more action points I have.
is there heal amp in what, falconry?
Oh,
I
yes.
believe so. First tier.
So I used to get it on Bolo when I had the points to do so.
There's also heal amp and apothecary.
Remnants.
Apothecary is like tainted scholar. It's a freaking alchemist. My favorite second tree to dip in, but I hated maining in it.
Really? My favorite secondary tree to dip into on an alchemist was Vistani.
I even when I did my knife thrower, I dipped into apothecary for the heal amp and the shield. And actually, Vistani was my main tree. That's how I got, for level 20, I had fully boosted up, like 600% double strike, or double shot.
Doom Reaper.
We're losing our healer for a second.
We're losing our tank for a second.
I lost my mind for a second.
Honestly,
Revenant.
I wish I can main War Chanter. The freeze and cleave
Do you
is
hear
so
me?
much more powerful than coup de
Yep.
grace. Yeah.
I had to crawl under my desk and unplug and replug the headset.
Thank you. Okay, don't go to the right yet. Let's make sure we get all these breakables or lots that we can shoot from above. I think we got him. Oh, he ripped that dude up.
Remnants. Remnants back here.
Run, run, run. Out to the right.
Famine's coming.
Shining, right?
I'm shining. I'm gonna shrine.
I'm gonna stand with you guys.
Protect us, Nimby.
I have a shifter barbarian that his background is a folk hero. It's his shtick. He's like Wolverine and Batman mixed together. He goes around like, "What's up, bub? I'm the symbol the city needs." Like that's like the three things he says constantly. Because he's not that smart, but he believes in justice. There's a Doom Reaper. Oh.
He might not go down the hole.
Do you want to find out and
Yeah.
have a chance of him dropping down that hole?
Yeah, but just don't go down the hall. Go down the hole, but don't go down the hall.
There's a despair.
So jump, jump, jump.
Yep, just go down the hole. Just don't go down the hall after you go down the hole.
Bear went down.
Bear came down.
Famine came down.
I think it worked. Do we have ransack? We don't. There's 2 breakables in the end fight.
Plague.
Doom, fuck.
Doom. And we only got Vandal.
Did we get the break? Oh.
Aw. And you're plagued.
That sucked. Plague and Doom is a bad combination. Get this Doom Reaper down stat.
Oh.
I was plagued and doomed. Don't move, Twiz. Oh, never mind. Keep moving. I thought they weren't aggroed on you.
Stand there and die like the rest of us.
Oh man. Doom Reapers ruin Reaper life.
I know, man. I'm gonna gibbers. Who's ready?
I bet you.
Quick AFK, sorry.
I got 3 seconds.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you.
I wonder if
Ready?
they designed Doom Reapers after watching Reaper Life 2 and 3. They're like, these guys are just.
I'm ready.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm back.
Come on, get go.
Ready for raise? Thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Are we doing?
We're doing. Doom Reaper first, please.
Woohoo.
15 minutes. With 2600 Reaper for that. I'm running a 20% pot though.
Nice.
2182, no pot.